What is going on, travelers, and welcome back to No Man's Sky walkthrough. We're going to be looking at the base computer for archives and some blueprints to make in order for us to make our base flourish just a little bit more. I knew I shouldn't make that wall just a little further away. Alright, access login from previous user, additional archives recovered, entry number 5E follows. Construction largely a success. Recovered salvaged data from nearby. Plans logged. Scans indicate additional subterranean devices. Begin search. We're extracting the plans. Whoever recorded those logs evidently had some success. I have access to their plans and perhaps I can learn from their efforts. So cool, we got our construction research unit. Ooh, didn't mean to do that. We got a little guidance alert here. You can just go ahead and right click that. So the pieces we're actually going to need from that are called berry technology. If I can just go ahead and click the right button here. There we go. I'm going to click your build button, which is Z on mouse and keyboard, and go over to the construction research unit, in which we're going to need the magnetized ferrite and the carbon nanotubes. Alright, so if you want to go ahead and pin it, it looks like it's already pinned, so you don't have to worry about pinning any of the recipes there. If you want to do that, we can figure that out later, because for some reason it will not do it for the tutorial. So, it looks like we still need magnetized ferrite. We need 20 of that, and we need 1 carbon nanotube. So for the carbon nanotube, make sure you have some carbon on you. Wish it would stop right-clicking. Let's go ahead and go over it. You see it says build. There's a few craft steps. You can go ahead and do this. As you press that button, it'll tell you what it exactly needs in order for you to build that specific item. It could just be from this to that, or it could be multiple things. But yeah, I can't find anything to pin it. But other than that, we just need magnetized ferrite. Let's see what we can do about carbon. What? Where's the door at? There it is. Just go over to the tree. Go ahead and get that carbon. Ooh, first things first. Make sure your multi-tool has a charge for your mining beam. Which means we need to take out a few more trees just to make sure we have enough for our next encounter with our multi-tool mining beam, and to make sure that we have enough to make a carbon nanotube. I wonder if that's enough. It is. We have the 50. So we got the 1, and we should have our portable. Oh, I can't even say it. Portable refiner inside the base. Wait, there's the base. If you don't feel like you have enough, just pull out your visor, kind of look around to see if there are any minerals that have any ferrite dust. Go ahead and collect that ferrite dust. That's pure ferrite. We need magnetized, but we don't have an advanced mining tool in order for us to go ahead and extract that, so we need to find something that's ferrite. Oh, it's just a bush. Also, feel free to scan when you're on a planet like this. Everything kind of gives you money at this point. Ooh, this might be what we're looking for. It is. Oh, what's that? Oh, it's just probably a bush or something. Let's see if we can find something else that has it good. At least we have a few resources around the base in order for us to pick it up. Ooh, we got a geode. That should give us extra. And we're about 164, and we should have half of that by the time. Ooh, it's still at 100%. That's good. Usually when we get back in the game, it's gone. But no, it's like there's still 100% fuel here. So we gotta let this go on its own. We only need about, I believe it was 50 magnetized ferrite? Only 20, which means we need about 40. We only need 40. Oh, out of the way, please. We only need 40 pure ferrite. So we just go ahead, when that stops, go ahead and put it back in there. Put this over here. So it goes ahead and gives us the 20 that we actually need. So your 2-to-1 ratios is always going to be in half. Of course, that's a math thing. And I know I said earlier to go ahead and keep your carbon with it, or your carbon with you, instead of just leaving it here. But since we have a base now, we can actually leave this here. Leave the carbon in there for fuel, and not have to worry about carrying it around all the time unless we desperately need it. So we're ready to put this thing down. Put it down wherever you like. Sometimes I like to put it in the corner. We don't have to worry about the storm because it's outside and we're inside. So analysis unit online, diagnostic suggestion. Users should recover salvage data from buried technology. Equip and utilize an analysis visor. So you can go ahead and look through your research buildable technology and your research structures. Your research buildable technology is whatever else you can build in terms of enhancing your base. And this is made... Ooh, we have some salvage data already. If you look up here, we have about 4 of it. We can go ahead and get the base teleporter, and I believe we can get some biofuel or a save beacon. If we, wait, hold on. 2. Oh, we can actually get the biofuel reactor and the save beacon since we have 4. We can go ahead and lock that. That'll come in handy later when we're at space stations or other systems and we want to come back to this base. We got a biofuel reactor. I recommend unlocking it. I don't recommend building it. The reason is you'll be able to get solar panels as soon as possible because that has 0 cost. And as soon as you do that, then these 2 are unlocked. You only need to get these 2 in order for you to get the, some solar energy, and then that energy gets stored into a battery, which then you'll have to calculate out, you know, how many watts in terms of battery power do I have until the sun comes back up again. And that's going to be a whole thing later on when we're ready to build it. The reason why I say skip the fuel reactor is because if you have more than 4 salvage data, it's not needed. You can just go after this. You just need 11 of that. And we have 1 more for the signal booster, which is also essential. That you can't skip. Your base can be renamed. Interact with your base computer to name your base. Now it's a special feature that has been on No Man's Sky for a long time. You can go ahead and walk up to your base computer, and up here at the top you can go ahead and change the name. We're going to call it Azarath base number, I guess it's number 6. If you want to capture a different screenshot of it, you can go ahead and click that. And if you want to get a little closer to it, or maybe just twist it around, so maybe you get the front door and a nice centered picture of it, you can take the screenshot and it'll appear right there. You just upload base, so that way all the changes you made to the name and to the new picture are saved up in the server, and it's going to be like that until you decide to change it again. Go ahead and get some life support here. I don't want to stand out in the hot rain for no apparent reason. Cool, the storm's clearing, which means we can go outside and start getting buried technology. To get your buried technology, you need to use your visor, hold it down, and you're looking for something that is not that. Do we have buried technology here? We should. Sometimes planet... Oh, no, that's just a knowledge stone. Sometimes planets have it, sometimes they don't. And if your visor is pretty much at stock, you're not going to have a very far scan range. So what you need to do is kind of just explore. We can go out a little further. You'll sometimes see things that... I don't see the symbol here. It's either like a Wi-Fi symbol, or it's a technology symbol, but I don't see anything. Well, I'll go ahead and cut into the... Ooh, what's that? No, it's cargo drop. I'm gonna go out and explore for it, and we'll cut back in once we actually found it. Oh man, not even 2 seconds later, I didn't even have to cut that much. Anyway, yep, it's like a Wi-Fi symbol. Go ahead and highlight it with whatever input that the game is asking you to, and head towards it. Now I can go ahead and cut it, and I'll meet you there. Alright, looks like we're just about here. Go ahead and use your terrain manipulator. Go into the ground. Dig a little bit. Looks like it's a little ways down. We're getting closer. Now, if there are instances where you hit things... Hold on, let me open this for a second. There we go. There's instances where you'll try to terrain manipulate the ground, and you can't because that's called bedrock. When you've hit bedrock and your technology is way down there, forget it. There's no way to dig down there to get it. There's no way to raise it back up. Just leave it alone. Go back out and find what you're looking for. Not going to work in that hole. Anyway, it's just right up this hill. And what I was saying earlier about the buried technology module is that you're able to get more than one once you pick it up. But unfortunately, sometimes it's either one or sometimes it's two. Before in the past, we had 3 or 4 come out of there to kind of speed it up. But I think because times have changed, there's a slower pace now, it's been reduced down to 2. So you can get that 11 fairly quick to get your battery, your solar panel. And along the way, if you haven't been doing any scanning or picking up, or any looting, I should say. See, right there. Salvage data 2. That should give us 12. So we have more than our recommended amount, at least one more. As we run out, you should have already scanned some of the creatures that are around you. I haven't been doing that lately either. But it does give you a little bit of money on the way. You are doing a little bit here and there, so you should have a little more than 19,700 if you've been scanning, and probably a few more nanites if you've been picking up some of the loot, the crates, and some of the damaged machinery that's been by. Oh, forgot to mention one more thing. By this time, you should have the components to go ahead your 2 carbon nanotubes. They need about 100. I'm sorry, they need about 50 each, so they only need 2, so that's about 100 carbon. You're also going to need the 4 metal plating, which also needs about 50 ferrite dust per plate. So you'll need about 200 of that. Other than that, the third, I believe there's a third requirement, but I don't see it anywhere. Once you have everything you need, you'll be able to make it. Now, instead of going all the way back to base, because base is in 8 minutes and 26 seconds, you can go ahead and recall your ship by... Oh, let me backtrack that by going to your options menu, your quick menu, going to... You just have to blink out on me, huh? Summon vehicles, and your ship will pop up, and here it comes. We did this in a previous episode, I just wanted to reiterate. And there it is. So that way you don't have to spend the whole time just kind of walking tirelessly over there without any kind of transportation. But be mindful of your launch thruster, because we are at 0%, so our landing is our last landing unless I get some more launch fuel. But it is super convenient when you're just kind of going around, but it's also good to be on foot if you're trying to go for a specific trophy, or if you're looking for more loot. Let's see, I think I parked back here last time. Alright, let's jump out. Now that we have everything we need to set up, we also need to kind of get the things we need to set up for the solar panel and for the battery. You can set up as many of these as possible. Where's the door at? Huh, I didn't put 2 and 2 together. We'll go ahead and set up, press the build button. We do have a portal to set up first. I think I'm going to set it up... maybe over here. In this square. Even though we can kind of move the base around a bit, we can expand it. No, I think I'll put it here. And I might move that plant. Okay, now that that's built, we can go ahead and start building. Actually, no, not start building. Where's the computer at? There. Okay, now it's just unit online. Go back to buildable technology, and we're gonna unlock the battery. And we're gonna unlock the solar panel. We have a chance to do the save beacon, which we're... I don't know if you will or not, because if you go over to alloy structures, stone structures, and timber structures, you can go ahead and start unlocking a bunch of these to get more base build parts if you want to keep a particular theme. But the core habitation... if you're in a very hazardous environment right now, you're not on an Earth like I am, go ahead and get the health station, go ahead and get the hazard protection unit, as those two are going to be very, very helpful if you're in a very hazardous world. Other than that, everything looks pretty much unlocked. I will get the save beacon because that can be very helpful in a pinch, as long as you have the parts to build it. You can put these down to any location and the beacon will come up, and you can decide any color you want to make it so that way you remember, oh, I need to go to that spot. Other than that, how do we get this powered? Well, we get this powered by using the battery and the solar panel, like I mentioned earlier. But the thing is, we kind of need those parts. I don't have any gold on me. Maybe there's something in the ship. And if you don't have them in the ship, there's an easy way to get it. Let's see, what do I need from the battery? Oh, we don't have any, actually. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to head back up to space. Once we're in space... Ooh, that's right, we don't have that. And we don't have starship fuel. Getting a little ahead of myself here. So let's go ahead and put in a metal plating. And then there's our starship launch fuel. And we're ready to go. Like, I just put some in. Now it wants us to... I'm sorry, I'm speaking too fast. My mind is going ahead of me and what I actually want to say. We need to actually go and build the solar panel and the battery to get our habitation program initialization mission done. So if you go out just far enough, I don't know if there's going to be too many of these on the planet you're at, but if you go out just a little bit more, you start shooting these, you'll start getting tritium, gold, silver. If you're in an asteroid field, you might see one that's particularly for platinum. Tritium is also good for the pulse engine on your ship. Refuel it. So by the time you're collecting gold, you're also collecting fuel. Silver, on the other hand, you can kind of just sell that. Back up just a minute. Is it all just silver? I guess it's all just silver. If you need to remember what you need because it doesn't look like we're able to pin anything at the moment, head over to Catalog and Guide, head over to Building Parts, head over to Buildable Technology, and you can actually see all the things you can build. Where's the solar panel and junk? Power and Industry. It's under Power and Industry. My fault. So for the gold, we need about 30 per solar panel. The metal plating and the chromatic metal isn't a problem because we could just get it from the copper and the ferrite dust that's around. And magnetized ferrite will be from ferrite as well. We have a little bit of an amount. So we need about 120 ferrite to give us our 60 magnetized ferrite. Because as you know, pure ferrite is a 1-to-1 ratio, just like ferrite dust to pure ferrite. So, I'll see you in a few minutes. Just wanted to point out, this is what you're looking for. Something like this. This is the asteroid field you need. So, cool, we got some tritium. Looks like we got some gold too. That, on the other hand, is that... No, that's tritium. That's tritium. Also, with your ship, if you scan, you can tell what's tritium and what's not. You can see a tritium-rich asteroid. They'll have those little icons on it before it disappears. And yes, ships will come in here and mine with you. Don't worry about it. They won't shoot you or anything. You know, as long as they're not pirates. Even then, they'll have to... Well, sometimes that happens. You'll accidentally shoot a ship, and it'll shoot back at you. So, you have two options. You can leave by outmaneuvering it, or you can fight it. This wasn't supposed to be a combat episode, and we'll introduce that later, but it's a little crash course. You want to line your cursor up so that little red circle comes up. When it does, you start to shoot. Now, if you're just beginning the game, you haven't changed any settings, there's a setting called Starship Combat Auto Follow, where if you hold the left click or the right click, no matter where your cursor's at for the target, it will still shoot the ship. If you turn that off in settings and you're just flying without it, then you'll have to rely on your special aim. You'll have to rely on your aim alone in order for you to actually hit. Oh, and now it's actually a pirate. So do be careful of that. I didn't want to mention that because I didn't think it would happen. Dirt, that's all we got is dirt. Alright, looks like a nebula starting to set in too for a storm. But coming back to this, oh, and you get a rank for doing that as well. Nice. And that was your crash course on space combat. We'll work more on that in another episode. But go ahead and keep collecting gold. I just kind of wanted to mention what place you actually need to look for in terms of you getting your tritium, your silver, and your gold quick. I'll see you back at base. Touchdown. Let's see what the loot is. So didn't get too much. Although we did get a lot of tritium, so the ship is pretty much good to go with pulse engine fuel. Not too bad on the platinum. But yeah, we're good to go with gold. Now we just need to put everything together to start making the solar panels. We still need... what is it? We still need metal plating and chromatic metal. Let me see. If you don't know whether or not a planet has copper on it, you can go ahead and look to your right on the visor. You can see star bulb, copper, parfenium, and sodium. If it's not listed there, then your planet doesn't probably have it, and you'll have to go to one that actually does. What? Oh, that's sodium. I don't know why I went over to that one. That's another thing of sodium. Trying to see if there's any copper that's closer, and there is. Oh my god, I'm too close to the ship. Anyway, it's that direction. It's not too far. There's like a nice little slab right over there. But if you have any left from your previous encounter, which we do, we have about 734 but I just thought about it. Let's go ahead and make some more. I think we need about 30. Is it 30 per? Yeah, no, it's actually 50. We're going to make 2 solar panels. The only reason why we're making 2 of them is because when you go over to power and industry, not power and industry, when you go over to advanced technology, you can see... ooh, did they take that out too? Oh, they did. You can usually take these out and they tell you... oh no, there it is right there. It has 20 watts on it. So before you're building it, you can see how many watts that the device actually is, so that way you know how many output that you're actually going to get from it. This teleporter only has 20 watts, and the solar panels output 50. You can go ahead and see that as well. Right when you're having out like that, it produces 50, which means it doesn't take that much. We don't really need any more than that. I like to have it from at least 2, at the most 4 from the beginning. So it looks like we do have enough for that. Let's go ahead and make the rest of that chromatic metal. I want at least 100. So if we're already at 30, and we just need to make 70. No need to really save the rest. It's not like we're using up copper that much, but to each their own. Use as much as you want. Alright, looks like we got our 70. We're going to go ahead and build our 2. Now we just need to check on the battery. Battery is going to need that 60 magnetized ferrite, so I need about 240 if I want the 120. So pack again to the processor. I should say the refiner. Looks like we're a little low on pure ferrite and ferrite dust, so we need to go out and go get that. I'll see you guys in a minute. Alright, looks like we got our 323, aka our 240. So now we can go ahead and go back into the base, refine what we need to, and start putting up the... as for the batteries, I think we can put up the solar panels right now. Nope, lied. We need 2 metal plating in order to do that. Shouldn't be a problem. And looks like we got the 26 there, and bringing this back up to 249. Okay, while that's going, let me see. Okay, I do got the 2 things of metal plating. I usually like to put these on top, but do as you will with putting them where you want. Since the portal is over here, we're just going to put this one here. Put this one right next to it. And all I had to do is worry about the battery, in which the magnetized ferrite is almost done. And by almost, I mean it should be pure ferrite by now. Another 18 seconds, we can go ahead and see what else we need to do for the base that is actually glowing. We're going to have a cord run from both the solar panels and then right down to the battery that we're going to put here, which is going to be connected over to this, and this should start lighting up. Ooh, perfect timing. Alright, build button, battery. Go ahead and put it down, right next to it. You can place these any way you want. You can place them inside, you can place them outside. Doesn't matter. One there. I think I have enough for a second one. That's what's up. Now just go back to your build menu, go ahead and get the wire. I think I put them way too close to each other, so what I'm going to do is there. Have that one go there. Have another one go from there. Actually, you know what? No, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to have it go from the side here, there, so it looks a little bit more clean. But now we're going to have that one from the back come up right about here. And there actually is a little device that can get rid of your wiring, so your wiring can be as ugly as you want it to be without having to care too much about how it's placed. So we are getting a little bit of power, and the batteries are starting to fill up. So I don't think this really... No, this does apply. You want to go ahead and combine these two. I was thinking about it for a second, because they're still reading at 25. So once these two are connected, the batteries should be reading an output of 100 watts instead of just 20, or I'm sorry, not 25, 50. So 100 kp. If you didn't have both connected, it would only be 50. So our grid storage is building up as fast as it can. Time until charge is going to be another 18 minutes. And you now have a powered base. If you want to, go ahead and go through the portal. There should be a space station there. There's your current base. You would just come back here if you just went through the portal anyway. And you can go back to your current space station. And now you have back and forth access if you want to grab anything to sell or anything to buy because you have the money, because you're basically social thing here. Then it's not an issue, nor is it a problem. And I believe in the next episode we're going to go over things like gameplay. The reason why I want to talk about gameplay is because there are specific factions here in order for you to kind of go through the motions of having a quest line, or if you want, you can go, I'm sorry, my mind's working too fast. You can play as a pirate if you want to. You can go into the Explorers Guild, the Mercenaries Guild, or the Merchants Guild, or you can just be a general traveler going through the motions of going through the quest. There's so much to add in the next episode. Thank you for watching. This is Azarath. Go beyond, traveler.